Minecraft and Japan. How do they go together? As you can see, I'm building a lot of Japanese themed things here on Brambles SMP. Got nice Japanese wall here for the village, which I will be rebuilding into a classic looking Japanese village from about 125 years ago, which is going to be a lot of fun to do. But as you can see, I've already built a bit of a temple here that is actually modeled after a real temple in Kyoto, Kiyomizu-dera. It's a very famous temple, and I've never been there, but would love to see it. But I did have a comment from Leaguer. That was a question, actually. Are there any tourism sites that you'd recommend visiting in Japan that are Minecraft related or Minecraft adjacent? That's actually a really difficult question to answer if I'm trying to make it Minecraft related, because I don't know of anything that is specifically related to Minecraft in Japan. However, go take a look at things like temples and shrines. Go take a look at castles. Look at the historic sites if you want to build more classic builds. However, if you want to do more modern stuff, go to the city centers. Go to some of the busy areas, because there are some very interesting buildings. The architecture in Japan is at times very, very interesting, quite unique. One place that I find has very interesting architecture is Ginza in Tokyo. Those buildings are like designer buildings. It's not just architects that design them. It's like artists design them. Just incredible looking buildings. And you can see some of the really big buildings in Tokyo as well. You know, big skyscrapers and stuff like that, if that's what you want to do. But it's really interesting looking around. I find that a lot of the city planning is useful for me in Minecraft. The city planning, they use so much of the space, and they use it incredibly efficiently. You see hills with houses on them, like steep hills, and you wonder, how do they do that? Where do the cars go? So they're actually building the houses up there with kind of narrow roads. Technically, they are two-way roads, but they're so narrow that only one car can get through, which is why they build little spots where you can pull to the side a bit and let a car go past. And that's how they solve that issue. But I just think that the most important thing is to go exploring, and even just not tourist sites, but go into the back streets, because you get to see what the real life is like there. You get to see the details. And looking on these narrow, not always narrow, but even just residential streets that are away from the touristy areas, they have so much character. And you can see there's a lot of clutter, and that's one thing that you might want to consider when you're building. Like, I don't know, just looking around here, I'm trying to fill in spaces. So this is just a little spot where I didn't really have much room to build a building, so I just filled it with this kind of stuff. And as you can see along here, we've got pottery and other items. Well, this part is quite open. There's gonna be something here to fill in this space. But you just need to really explore. Go off the beaten track. And you get to see the real Japan, really. But, of course, check out the historic districts. Kyoto's great for that. In the Tokyo area, you've got Kamakura and Kawagoe. Kawagoe is very interesting. And that's in the prefecture of Saitama. And Osaka, I've never been to Osaka, but they've got some interesting areas to visit too. Now be careful, in Kyoto there are some areas where you can't even go in because they've closed those areas off from tourists, including Japanese tourists, not just foreign tourists. That's because they've had too many tourists going through and bothering the geisha. They're trying to work. They're trying to do their jobs, and they've got these annoying, really. What just died here? A cat? So they've got some incredibly annoying issues with really, really stupid tourists, mostly foreign tourists, who just keep bothering all the geisha. Like, they just will not leave them alone. And so they just decided they're just going to keep out all the tourists. Now, that's an area you can't access unless you have an appointment. And, yeah, you definitely need an appointment to get in there. But things like this, like I said, this is based on Kiyomizu-dera in Kyoto. It's a very famous temple. Now, the interior here is not quite like the real temple. I had to take quite a few liberties here. This is not how it looks. This is actually, I would say it's probably smaller than the actual. This is the main hall of the temple. But over here, the interior of that, can I go over there? Or, I don't know. I could go into over here. There we go. There we go. Still can't see it. Well, let's just fly around and take a look. So yeah, this is the pagoda at Kiyomizu-dera. Again, I used Google Street View to figure out how to build this thing, and I wanted to do it in as much detail as possible and make it look as much like the actual pagoda as I possibly can. And I think I did a pretty good job of it. I like how it turned out. And yeah, that is something that you should definitely take a look at. Visit places that are historic. Visit places that are modern. Visit places that are unique. I couldn't tell you one specific tourist site to go to because every single one is interesting and unique. There's just so much to see, and I haven't seen even a fraction of it in the Tokyo area. Yeah. But if you've been to Japan and you can think of places that are really good for a Minecraft player to check out, leave your ideas in the comments below. I think I would have to compile a list, to be honest. But yeah, there are areas that I would recommend. And yeah, it's... Oh, Asakusa. Asakusa in Tokyo is also great. Lots of historic buildings there. And temples and Nearby is Tokyo Skytree, which is an absolutely massive tower. It's huge. I haven't been up it, but I've been in the mall at the bottom of it. Actually, I was in the mall at the bottom of it in November. Not too long ago. Yeah. Alright, so if you like videos like this and would like to see some more, then please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.